Welcome, Taiko community, here to San Jose, Japantown. I stand before the Issei Memorial Building, built in 1910 as the Kuwabara Hospital. It became, over time, a hostel for many families returning back into the community. It is also here that the beginnings of Asian American community organizations started to serve different parts of our community. So here we are. I wanted to give you a little taste of what it is that's at the very core of what is important to me. What kind of dream is really bubbling inside after 50 years of Taiko in America? I feel like we have matured quite a bit as a community. And what I would like to see is now, how can we start looking at how each of us are committed to making our Taiko community a healthy community? I have to start here, my community, San Jose, Japantown. Let me just take you for a little walk. I often do walking tours of Japantown, and there are little snippets of historical stories, but you know what I really am getting into now? When I take somebody down through Japantown, I really want them to imagine everything that's around them, 360 degrees. Most of our communication is all frontal, and we're always talking this way, but oftentimes we're not really feeling what's all around us. We're here at the vortex of 5th and Jackson Street, where on each corner there's a historical marker from immigration to the settling here in the valley, to camp, to the heirs, to the 1980s. It is clearly 2019. And when this historical marker was made, it was to indicate from 1945 to 1980s. And here we have San Jose Taiko. As we look across the way, we can see the entrance at 5th and Jackson, the symbols that actually was created by a San Jose Taiko member, Pam Matsuoka. It's a plum blossom against 3 lines indicating the furrowed fields on farmland. We have a lot of interesting small businesses. We have a lot of invigorated artists that want to make Japantown their destination to be here. My community, San Jose, Japantown. I'd like to read this particular poem by Janice Midikitani. Footsteps lead to destiny. We dance honoring ancestors who claim our home and freedom to pursue our dreams. Our voices carve a path for justice, equal rights for all. We prevail, our future harvested from generations. From my life opens countless lives. The journey continues. When I was at North American Taiko Conference this year in Portland, Roy and I presented a community dialogue. And what was very important for us to want to emphasize is this particular phrase. Okage-sama de, I am who I am, thanks to you. It is because of this community that I give thanks, and that I also acknowledge the birth of my personal expression, Taiko. It was the beginning of how people started to come together to celebrate a culture, our culture, Japanese American culture, and how do we perpetuate through performance, through art, through expression, through taiko. How do we blend, and how are we to ignite the power of what a community is? If you are familiar with Kate Walker's word cloud, one of the main words that comes in that cloud of why do you play taiko? Community. Community is one of the reasons why people play and continue to play taiko. But what does community mean? My vision, my dream for taiko is to understand of what it is to become an active member of building positive, healthy community. My vision and dream is to ignite excitement for each of us who play taiko to become a part of building this healthy community, to be able to see ourselves from inside, our habits, our inclinations of what creates coming together and also disengages us to separate. This is a way I would like to explore of my vision for taiko. How can we start communicating how to build a positive, healthy community? Whether we do this through dialogue, through playing together, just sheer imagination. How do we start erasing everything that separates us? I would like, as part of my dream, to really initiate my taiko piece. Taiko Peace was what I considered an initiative back 10 years ago as a way to heal, a way to connect, and a way to work together. But only recently, Taiko Peace becomes an acronym for Taiko, Partnerships in Empathy and Creative Empowerment. It is through this lens that I would like to work with people, work with groups who would like to explore how can we make our taiko a simple expression of what comes from our experiences, what comes from our heart, and what connects us. So please join me as we start to ignite what Taiko Peace is. Taiko, partnerships in empathy and creative empowerment.